So the second question is about Venn diagram, Earth system, how to make the Earth system with the help of the Venn diagram. So Venn diagram, that is a mathematical representation of Earth system right now with the help of some circles. So let me draw the circles. So because we have four components in our system, so I will draw the four circles, and all the four circles, they will be interconnected to each other. So this is my circle one, and this is my circle two, and then circle three. The circle three that must be connected to both one and two, right? This is circle three. And likewise, the circle four that must also be connected. So might be possible that there may some mistake in my circles, but I'm trying to make it without any mistake. So I think there is no mistake. So we have four circles. So this is my Venn diagram, right? So the question is outline and organize your understanding of Earth as a system using a Venn diagram. So outline means, again, briefly we have to write about the Earth as a system, right? And with the help of Venn diagram. So I will just make the Venn diagram and I will just write the name of each and every circle. Need not to explain it briefly, or right, need not to explain it thoroughly. So first system is the atmosphere, right? So the first system is atmosphere, which is a thick packet of gases. The second system, that is about the biosphere. In the biosphere, we have plants, we have animals, and this is about the hydrosphere. Hydrosphere having surface water, groundwater, water in the river, and the fourth is about the lithosphere. Lithosphere, right? So with the help of the Venn diagram, we have to just make these four circles, and we have to write the name of these four circles. So first is atmosphere, the second is biosphere, and third is hydrosphere, and fourth is lithosphere. So if you see all these four circles, if you see the atmosphere, so let me write the atmosphere by A. If I write it as A, biosphere as B, and hydrosphere as H, and lithosphere as L. So you see this part, this part, this part, this common, this part. So this part means atmosphere and biosphere, they are interacting with each other. So I can write this as AB, right? AB is the interaction of the atmosphere with the biosphere, right? Likewise, I can write this part. Means hydrosphere and lithosphere, they are interacting. So this part shows the hydrosphere interacting with the lithosphere, right? Means if something happens in the hydrosphere, that will affect the lithosphere also, okay? You see this part, this part. In this part, the atmosphere and the hydrosphere, they are interacting. So this part I will show by AH, right? And this part, in this part, the biosphere is interacting with the lithosphere. So I will write as PL. So guys, this is the answer of your second question, right? So let me go to the next question. The next question is about if one of the system is affected, describe how it will affect other systems, right? So let me do it fastly, because we have four systems, and in this question we have to describe. Describe means we have describe. Describe means describe. We have to write one or two lines about every system, right? So we have four systems, right? So we have atmosphere. Atmosphere I will represent by A, and then second we have biosphere. Biosphere I will represent by B, and then we have hydrosphere. Hydrosphere I will represent by H, and then I have the lithosphere. Lithosphere I will represent by L, right? So if something happens in one system, then how it will affect the other three systems. So by taking one example of from the atmosphere, you see in the atmosphere we have clouds, right? So clouds, they do the rainfall. So if rainfall means heavy or moderate or less rainfall is there, so depending upon the magnitude of the rainfall, that will affect the biosphere. How? We have to explain how. How the rainfall in the atmosphere that will affect the biosphere. In the biosphere, we have plants. So now need not to explain, because now every student can explain the plants. That depends upon the rainfall. And some plants they need moderate rain, and some plants they need a very heavy or massive rain. The growth of the forest, the plants, that is decided by the rainfall, right? The amount of the rainfall. And then second, how the clouds, how the rainfall that will affect the hydrosphere. How hydrosphere means, you see, continually due to the evaporation from the ocean, the clouds they get the water, right? So how these clouds they get the water? These clouds they get the water. I'm just skipping this arrow, so I will move from this side, right? So hydrosphere means from ocean, from sea, right? From sea, due to evaporation, due to evaporation, the heat from the sun that will heat up the ocean belt, and due to that heating, the evaporation will occur. Means the water will evaporate and it will be stored in the clouds. And then finally from the clouds, again, it goes to the ocean, it goes to the sea. So this is a cyclic process, right? So rainfall that helps to maintain a cyclic process. Cyclic process means a life process, right? So atmosphere that affects the biosphere, the atmosphere that affects the hydrosphere also. Now, how the atmosphere, how the rainfall in the atmosphere that will affect the lithosphere, right? So let me go to the lithosphere, right? So let me go to the lithosphere. So this is my lithosphere. Lithosphere means surface of Earth, right? Surface of Earth. So let me take the surface of Earth, which is crust. So you see, the crust, that is a fertile land at some places. So most of the agriculture that depends upon the fertility of the land. If there is no rainfall, then the land will become infertile. That will change into deserts. There are some places on our planet where there is no rainfall, and the land is not suitable for the agriculture, and many other production they cannot be done there, right? So the rainfall, the moderate rainfall or any type of rainfall that affects the fertility of the land, and then definitely the fertility of the land that decides the production, the agriculture production there. So one system, which is the means one component of the Earth system, which is atmosphere, that is affecting the other also, right? So guys, now I'm giving you another task here, right? That is your work. That is a type of your homework. Now, how the biosphere, right? So just keep the biosphere at the first, right? That is your work. Keep the biosphere at the first, and then atmosphere, and then hydrosphere, and then lithosphere, right? So just taking the biosphere, now you have to explain any activity in the biosphere, how that will affect the atmosphere, and how that will affect the hydrosphere as well as lithosphere, right? And in the third case, you can take the hydrosphere, right? You can take the hydrosphere first. So take the hydrosphere, and then you write the biosphere, and then you write the atmosphere, and then write the lithosphere. And again, in the fourth part also, in the fourth part, okay, I'm writing the fourth part. Now, how the lithosphere will affect the atmosphere, the biosphere, and hydrosphere, right? So now this is your task, right? And let me give you a little information about this one first, right? So that that may be helpful for you while making the answer. So biosphere. In the biosphere, we have plants, right? So what the plants do? Plants they take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. They take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and they send oxygen to the atmosphere, right? So they maintains carbon dioxide and oxygen cycle with the atmosphere, right? So now it's clear how the biosphere that is affecting the atmosphere. Now, how the biosphere is affecting the hydrosphere, right? How the biosphere is affecting the hydrosphere, right? So in the biosphere, again, we have plants, we have animals, so they are taking the water. Now they are taking the water, plants, animal, everyone, they are taking the water from the hydrosphere, right? So again, there is a cyclic process between the biosphere and the hydrosphere, right? Now, how the biosphere is affecting the lithosphere. So let me go to the relation between the biosphere and the lithosphere. So in on the biosphere, we have plants, right? So the plants, the affect the lithosphere means the surface, right? Actually, lithosphere is of 3 layers, but I will take the crust first, right, which is the surface layer, right? So the plants, due to the plants, there are production of bacteria and microorganisms in the soil, right? And that production of bacteria and microorganisms in the crust, in the soil, they again help us to maintain a life cyclic process, right? So biosphere that is also connected to the uh, lithosphere, right? So how it is connected means the plants, right? When the plants are dead, right? So definitely they just mix up with the soil, they mix up with the crust, and then they increase the fertility, right? Many other things. Animals, when they die, again they become the part of the crust, right? And they also boost up the fertility of the land. So now, for your practice, you try to do this part, how hydrosphere that is connected to biosphere, atmosphere, and lithosphere. And then finally, how the lithosphere is connected to the atmosphere, biosphere, and hydrosphere. Okay, so again, I will stop to this question and I will make different, I will make the video of question number 4, right, separately. Okay, thank you.